very fitting for this evening, and I'm going to read you the story tonight. Boston preacher Dr. S.D. Gordon placed a beat-up, bent, rusted old bird cage beside his pulpit when he told this story. An unkempt, unwashed little lad, aged about 10 years, was coming up the alley swinging this old caved-in bird cage with several tiny birds shivering on the floor of it. The compassionate Dr. Gordon asked, where did the boy get the birds? He said he had trapped them. So Dr. Gordon asked what he was going to do with them, and the boy said he was going to play with them and have fun with them. The preacher said, well, sooner or later you'll get tired of them. Then what are you going to do with them? The lad said, well, I have some cats at home. They like birds. I'll feed them to my cats. Dr. Gordon said, son, how much do you want for the birds? The boy, surprised, hesitated and said, mister, you don't want these birds. You don't want to buy them. They're just plain old field birds. They can't even sing. They're ugly. The preacher said, just tell me, how much do you want? The grubby little lad thought about it, closed one eye, he calculated and hesitated and said, $2? To his surprise, Dr. Gordon reached into his pocket and handed the boy two $1 bills, and the preacher took the cage. The boy in a wink had disappeared down the alley. In a sheltered crevice between buildings, Dr. Gordon opened the door of the cage and, tapping on the rusty exterior, he encouraged the little birds, one at a time, to find their way out through the narrow door and fly away. Thus, having accounted for the empty cage beside his pulpit, the preacher went on to tell what seemed at first like a separate story about how once upon a time Jesus and the devil had engaged in a negotiation. Satan had boasted how he baited a trap in Eden's garden. He had baited a trap and caught himself a world full of people. Well, what are you going to do with all those people in your cage? Jesus wanted to know. The devil said, I'm going to play with them, tease them, make them marry and divorce, and fight and kill one another. I'm going to teach them to throw bombs on one another. I'm going to have fun with them. Jesus said, you can't have fun with them forever. When you get tired of playing, then what are you going to do with them? Satan said, damn them. They're no good anyway. Damn them. Kill them. Jesus said, how much do you want for them? Satan said, you can't be serious. If I sell them to you, they'll just spit on you. They'll hate you. They'll hit you and hammer nails into you. They're no good. Jesus said, how much? Satan said, all of your tears and all of your blood. That is the price. And Jesus took the cage and paid the price and opened the door. He molded and built a small, lonely hill that he knew would be called Calvary. Then he made a seed that would grow to be thorns that would make his son bleed. Then he made a green stem, gave it leaves, and then gave it sunshine and rain and sheltered it with moss. Then he grew the tree that he knew would be used to make the old rugged cross. Nothing took his life, with love he gave it. He was crucified on a tree that he created. Great love for man May God stay with his plan. He grew the tree so that we might go free. With tears in his eyes, God looked down through time, saw him spat upon, rejected and mocked. Still he grew the tree that he knew would be used to make the old rugged cross. Nothing took his life, with love he gave it. He was crucified on a tree that he created. Great love for man. May God stay with his plan. Yeah, he grew the tree so that we might go free. He grew the tree that he knew would be used to make the old rugged cross. And from the Gospel according to Luke. Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, they came unto the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre. And two men beside them in shining garments said to them, Why seek ye the living among the dead?